I don't know what it is that's making me feel this way, but today is a black and white day. We're doing Tarot of the Abyss by Anatorian. Anatorian is a tarot creator and many other things who I follow. I love her decks. I've got an oracle deck by her as well, which I have no idea where that is, but it's also amazing. That's in kind of ink, in coloured ink. And this is a monochrome deck. One of the very few that I own, actually. This is for Friday, by the way, 16th of January 2026. What's the other one called? Oh God, where is the other one as well? It's massive. How can I not know where it is? Okay, it will all come back to me in a flash, allegedly. That's really annoying me now. It's got a funny name. Big black and white scary cards. No. It'll come back. Okay, so Tarot of the Abyss. That's nice. Two birds just sort of solemnly flying over the roof there. Is it an augury? Who knows? Who knows? We've got dampness and sogginess, really, in the UK. That's about it. It's kind of very UK weather, sort of miserable. The bricks are kind of slidey. You know, the roofs look greasy. Lovely. Oof. Straight in with the uplifting cards. That one's quite uplifting, to be fair. I have to watch the old TNA with this one as well. This one's doing the same thing that the other one did. Creaky chair. Talking about the moon. But let's start here with this wonderful card. I love this. It also reminds me of a children's book lady. I've got that kind of a brain today. A children's book lady. So when the boy was little, I used to read him books, obviously, and one of them was called Bunting. Was it called Bunting? Oh God, you will know if you've read these books. She's really famous. What did she do that's really... Oh my God, am I just going to do like a tarot reading where I go, oh, that lady I can't remember and this thing I can't remember. If anyone is... You'd be amazing if you could work out from that who she is. Okay? Also, she did My Little Sister and Bad Harry. So, she used to do illustrations very often of beautiful British terraced houses. And the kids in the books always lived in these amazing houses with TG green pottery and an Aga. And I think half the reason I read them to the boy was because I loved the pictures, but also they were good stories. Anyway, in a very roundabout way, that's kind of what attracts me to this. There's the Five of Pentacles. If you look here, there's a terraced house. Someone's kind of almost got open arms. And at the window, there are figures. And there you've got the 5 stars that you normally have. You've got the 5 lights, or the 5 pentacles. You can see them into the wall. But these two people, as with all of the 5 of Pentacle cards that we look at, Mercury and Taurus it is, they're not going to go inside. You know, there's room for them. Like in the Rider-Waite, and this is why Anatorian is so clever, because it's got all of the hallmarks of the Rider-Waite and then all of her own originality as well. I am a fangirl, so I am going to go on about this. But anyway, these two, you know, they're not going in. They're not going into this kind of cosy, rather crowded, chaotic house. They're like, no, 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 not doing it. Staying out here, stumbling around. For some reason, it's like the 5 of Pentacles is about forbearance. You know, we must bear this. And we must bear this alone. Not with the help of the church. Not with the help of the terraced house. And sometimes the 5 of Pentacles, the person is absolutely alone. So I know in the... Oh God, am I going to have another thing where I can't remember any of those? Either in that one, in the Greek tarot, the mythic tarot. Yes. You have the king. And he's coming out of that rather lovely house with the 5 pentacles stuck to it. And he's dressed himself as a beggar in the cloak, which is a thing they do in stories, isn't it? In disguise. And he's leaving the house in the night. And he's alone. And he's taking the what I call the cold walk in the snow. So, 5 of Pentacles is telling us, you know, that something I'm not even going to say it's worth putting up with, because you don't get to know if it's worth putting up with. If you knew in advance that it was worth putting up with, it wouldn't be brave of you to struggle, because you kind of know. Whereas this is, you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and the cozy option, the comforting option, the comfort zone is not where you're at. For whatever reason, we don't know. We got there finally. Whew. Okay, and then we have this guy in sort of cowboy boots. 4 of Pentacles, Sun in Capricorn, and kind of clinging to the money. I mean, the 4 of Pentacles is that. Is he on the shore of a beach or something? I think he kind of is, isn't he? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's Sun in Capricorn, so we're talking Saturn energy, and we're talking returns. So as if you've invested this much in the bank, your return is this much interest. It can bleed into miser territory, the 4 of Pentacles, depending. And I do get a little bit of a whiff of holding on too tight doesn't mean you get to keep it. In fact, when we look at the 5 of Pentacles, which is the next one on, that I've just noticed it's actually the next one on. I know, sometimes I don't get the simple things, many of them. It's a progression. So if you put it the other way around and you put these, well, actually we can make the camera do the work, because we're upstairs. Yeah. Hang on. It's all a bit monochrome, but you can see them properly. God, they're so gorgeous, aren't they? Oh God, no, hang on. That one's got a little bit of, let me just get a crystal. Let me get a crystal. Oh, that's a nice crystal. It's so bright. And just cover that bit up there. There we go. Such a nice crystal, isn't it? Let's do that. I'm trying to make my point, but the practicalities always get me. So, if we turn them around, the 4 and the 5, that would be consecutive. You're holding on too tight and you think, then you let go, and here they are, stuck to the building. You're like, I can't hold on to these anymore. And also, I can't live with the wanting of it. That's your channeled message for today. I can't live with the wanting of it. So I release this and I let this go. But of course, they came out in this order. So you may go back and forwards between the two. And then here we've got the moon, which came up recently. I can't remember when, because I don't seem to be able to remember anything. But it did. And I know, is it a full moon or a new moon? Hang on. Because I've got the moon diary, if you don't mind. New moon, new moon, new moon in Capricorn. That's nice. We're talking about this. Look at that. There's all the data. Can you actually see that? Yes. And there we are, new moon in Capricorn. This diary, if you want to find it, is them. It's my favourite. Not the only one out there, but I don't know. I've yet to find one that's better, actually. I do look, because I like a bit of variety, but I've never found one that was actually better. So I think we're dealing here with moon energy, but I'm feeling more full moon energy. So it could go back to, I think it was the 3rd, or it could be forward to, ooh, we're heading into Imbolic. Look at that, look at that. Bit of Imbolic. Hang on. Well, where did the moon go then? A common question for me, alongside where did everything else go? There we are. Ooh, ooh, that's juicy. Full moon in Leo on the 1st of February. It may even go ahead to that. I know, it's weird. Let me know what you think in the comments about that. But either way, moonology is involved. So whether it's to do with revealing or concealing, that happens when you can let go of this and realise yeah, you can't stand the wanting of it anymore. It's easier to go it alone. Big messages. Leave me a comment and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.